Can Douyin personnel or employees access TikTok user data?
Not after Project Texas, this is not allowed.
Are there employees who are employed by both Douyin and TikTok?
I do not believe so.
Hello guys, hello family, welcome again to Fruitful Investment Strategies. I'm very thankful to see you subscribing when you watch these videos, and if this is your first time, please make sure that you subscribe and you be part of our channel. Help us again to share this news, because we talk about development, we talk about investment, we talk about your personal finance, because that helps you to actually become much more independent. And that's what people do not understand. The more you're independent economically, the more freedom you have and the more independent you are, because if you are not independent economically, you become a slave to someone else who has better economy than you. That's what happened in slave trade, because those who had better economy could buy slaves and they could actually impoverish other nations. That's the same thing. So as long as you are not free, independent in economy, you are still a slave. You might not like it, but that's it. But anyway, if this is your first time, please make sure that you subscribe. And if you like economy, please make sure you follow us. Do not forget to give us a thumb up, to like, and to recommend to others. Share, because the good news is always good when you share with others. So we want many more subscribers. Homegrown ground of actually economy, where we share all the news, all the economy, all the personal finances, and how you can actually transcend the line of underdevelopment and under slavery. So share, we want to talk about actually the Chinese TikTok. This is a very popular app which has really brought people together from across the world, and which is really very nice to use and funny, because you have all the artists from Africa to Asia, from Asia to America, from Europe to Australia. You have all those bound up. Now, what is happening in Europe and America? You know, America is always leading the way for the European countries. America say, hey, we don't want any TikTok in the governmental funds, so all the nations are following. What is it? Is it really just about politics? Is it really just about invest or checking? I think this is just a mere political issue. Let's check it. If you have not subscribed, people, make sure you subscribe before we go into this video and before we go into this analyze, because it's going to be hot. So follow us and subscribe and be part of our channel. Welcome again to our channel. Today we're going to really analyze this CNBC news about TikTok CEO got grilled by the lawmakers from both parties on whether the Chinese-owned app can protect American privacy. So this TikTok has been in the news recently from the administration of Trump, and we can see that it's also now in the news, I think, for the wrong reasons. That is mostly economical reasons, but it's hidden behind politics. So we can see it says that TikTok CEO Xu Zhiqiu found little reprieve from either side of the aisle during the 5+ hour hearing about the company's risks to US and national security. Let's say this: America, China, Russia, they're all fighting about economical dominance in the world. And that also goes with information. So you have an American iPhone, make sure that you know that you are also controlled. You have a Samsung, you know that your information is controlled by the countries in which you live. So it's nothing new. You remember America was actually controlling or hearing information that the Germans, the Germany chancellor was actually communicating. So this is really pure politics and nothing to do with economics, nothing to do with protection of the people. Chu's testimony did not seem to quell many concerns that lawmakers had about the company's connections to China or the adequacy of its risk mitigating plan Project Texas. Over the course of the hearing, lawmakers drilled down into TikTok's ties to China through its parent company. So he says, welcome to the most bipartisan committee in Congress. Boomed Republican Buddy Carter, RG, speaking to the TikTok CEO Xu Zichu a couple hours into the marathon hearing about the potential threat to US consumers from the massive popular short form video app. You see, TikTok is very famous more than it's really the fifth most famous or the third most famous app in the world, and that America does not like it because TikTok really is dominating the stage, and that threatens the American, information technology power like Google, like YouTube, like Facebook. It's really dethroning them, and that America does not like. So the best way to do is to get this really good app out of the way. That's hence the way the grilling of this CEO. He says, we may not always agree on how to get there, but we care about our national security. We care about our economy. You see, national security. And they're saying that this actually app destroys children. What about YouTube? What about Facebook? They're all doing the same. They're all doing the same. They say about economy. Yes, economy, because actually TikTok is actually dethroning all these American apps which were really most popular. But when TikTok came, it says one of the most advanced technology algorithm which YouTube or any other Facebook or whatever app you bring cannot compete with it, because really technology in China has gone very, very far away. Chinese are very, very advanced in terms of technology. So he says, and we sure as heck care about our children, Carter said. I don't think they care about their children when they're teaching immoral at school, like Putin said. They're teaching immorality at school. How do you care about your children? Chu found little reprieve during the questioning from either side of the ESO on Thursday. Lawmakers grilled him on the app's potential to harm kids through its addictive features and potential dangerous posts, as well as whether data from US users could end up in the hands of the Chinese government through its China-based Honor ByteDance. After more than 5 hours of questioning, it's clear that the lawmakers on the committee are not satisfied with the TikTok current ownership structure. You see, the thing is, when you don't like somebody, no matter how they explain themselves, you still don't like them. It will never change. Hence, this is the reason why actually, no matter what the Chinese CEO, or not the Chinese CEO, but the TikTok CEO could say, that could not really change anything. Hence that. It says, even if not, all of them are calling for a full ban, but Chu's testimony did not quell many concerns that lawmakers had about its ties to China or the adequacy of its risk mitigating plan, Project Texas. In some cases, it may even provide fodder for those who believe the risk from TikTok is unacceptable. I have not been reassured by anything you have said so far, and I think, quite frankly, your testimony has raised more questions for me than answers, Republican Lisa Blunt Rochester D. Dell said at one point in the hearing. So you see, they cannot be convinced anyway, because they have actually projected that, hey, they want to close it, so they are just looking for ways to do it, and this is one of it. It's not clear how Thursday hearing will translate into action, but several members seemed focused on passing a comprehensive digital privacy bill like the one the panel approved last Congress but didn't get on the floor for a full chamber vote. That sort of legislation would help resolve the data privacy concerns that exist across the tech companies, including US businesses like Meta, Google, Twitter, and Snap. Congress has been mulling such a bill for years with no result. Republican Greg Pence, RIND, noted this was the 32nd hearing Congress has held on privacy and big tech. You see, the thing is, it's only not TikTok. You remember America banned the Chinese phone, Huawei. So this is not about technology, it's about controlling the economy. It's also about controlling the people. Because America, when the technology comes from outside, they don't have the upper hand over the technology, hence the irritation to actually get much more control. And the Chinese cannot give them access to that. And why? What do they have to do? They ban it. The same way the Chinese, you don't find in China Google or the other types of apps or YouTube. It's all banned. It's not there. So this is a fair game. It's all goes the same both ways. The thing is, you just have to be straight about it. And the Chinese have been straight about it. They don't want Google because they think that the Americans are really giving the information to the American government. So this is a fair game. A ban or forced sale of the app, which some members think is the only way to solve the immediate risks, is another matter. The Committee on Foreign Investment in the US is reviewing ByteDance's acquisitions of the TikTok predecessor app Musical.ly. It could recommend that the president force divestment if members can't agree on an acceptable alternative to mitigate national security risks. Or the government could find other ways to try to ban the app. For example, the Bipartisan Restrict Act introduced in the Senate will give the Commerce Secretary the ability to review technology from foreign adversary countries and recommend the president ban the technology if the risk can't be appropriately mitigated. So you see, it's all politics, nothing to do with really economics. It's all politics. It's all about controlling the flow of information, about controlling the other one, their game. So that's all what it's all about. In other particularly dramatic moments on Thursday, Republican Kat Carmack, RFLA, played a video found on TikTok showing what appeared to be an animated gun continuously reloading with the caption, "Me as F," at the House Energy Committee on the 3/23/23. TikTok removed the video at some point during the hearing. TikTok played down the importance of Thursday hearing in a statement. Xu came prepared to answer questions from Congress, but unfortunately the day was dominated by the political grandstanding that failed to acknowledge the real solution already underway through Project Texas or productively address industry-wide issues of youth safety. TikTok spokesperson Brooke Oberwetter said, also not mentioned today by members of the committee, the livelihood of the 5 million business on TikTok or the first admins implications of the banning of the platform loved by 150 million Americans. You see, this is really a very, very popular app and which really provide 5 million businesses, with livelihood. There is a lot of money there. And we're talking about 150 million Americans who love this. But what happens? Yeah, America does not care about 5 million, dollars. What is it? Or 5 million businesses. What is it? Well, you can have, 5 million businesses is a lot for a country. It's a lot for a country, and America should be considering that. But since this is not an economical issue, this is a political issue. This is a political issue, so they will rather ban it and really put people out of business and have their politics going on. So they don't care about the business. They care about controlling the information that you have every day. Clarity on China connection. Xu began his opening remarks by sharing details of his background and the countries which he's been connected. Xu said that he's lived in Singapore, the United States, the United Kingdom, and the US. Like him, his parents were born in Singapore and his wife was born in Virginia. Notably, China wasn't on the list. But during the hearing, lawmakers drilled down into TikTok's ties to China through its parent company. While TikTok recently found a few allies on Capitol Hill, lawmakers on the House Energy and Commerce Committee did not display a similar level of sympathy. On Wednesday, Republican Jamal Bowman, DNY, likened the focus on TikTok to a red scare over China, but many of these Democratic colleagues on Thursday seemed deeply concerned about the security risks stemming from TikTok Chinese ownership. Throughout the hearing, the lawmakers interrogated Chu about the ability of China-based ByteDance employee to access US data, its failure to remove some dangerous or harmful posts, and whether the company has interacted or aligned itself with the Chinese Communist Party. Chu denied that TikTok shares the data with the Chinese Communist Party. He said the company doesn't have a policy to ask individuals' employees about their party affiliation in China, but pointed out that Biden's CEO Liang Gruber is not a member of the party. A key question of the members of the committee seemed to be whether TikTok could uphold Americans' values while being subsidiary of a Chinese company. Lawmakers and intelligence officials fear that Chinese government officials could access US data from ByteDance through a Chinese law that allows officials to obtain company information for purported national security reasons. We do not trust TikTok will ever embrace American values for freedom, human rights, and innovation. This is just politics, mere politics. What does it have? Human right. Why don't you start by respecting yourself first, your own human right? Respecting the blacks, respecting the other communities, and not killing them as you do. And respect other people as well. And say, Chair Kathy McMorris Rogers, our watch, who support TikTok ban, is in prepared remarks. TikTok need to be an American company with American values and end its ties with the Chinese Communist Party. Republican Dan Soto, our Flay later echoed. Chu admitted that China-based employee can still access some US data, but that new data will stop flowing once the firm finishes deleting it from its Singapore and Virginia-based servers as part of its Project Texas mitigation plan. But several members said they think the project is still inadequate to protect American data. I don't find what you suggest with Project Texas and this firewall that's being suggested to whoever will be acceptable to me. Ranking members Frank Pallone, DNJ, said, I still believe that Beijing Communist government will still control and have ability to influence what you do. It didn't help that the Wall Street Journal report that China said it will oppose the forced sale of TikTok, saying that it would involve an export of technology. Despite your assertion to the contrary, China certainly thinks it is in control of TikTok and its software, said Republican Michael Burgess, our Texas, sporting to the new article. Burgess and others also asked Chu about his preparation and whether ByteDance employees were involved in the getting him ready for hearing. Chu said TikTok's team on DC helped him prepare. Later, Chu told Republicans Morgan Griffiths via that TikTok shares legal counsel with ByteDance. Griffin said under that arrangement, there is no firewall legally since those lawyers could share information with each other. So you see, this is really a merely political issue, has no base to do with actually economics, but has everything to do with politics. So let's finish. While it's deeply concerning to hear about all accounts of human rights abuse, my role is here to explain what our platform does, Chu said. Later, when Republican August P.F. Flugger urged Texas as its TikTok support genocide, Chu again So to bring the conversation back to up, as second time, Chu answered no, it does not. Toward the end of the hearing, Chu expressed that his testimony was attempting to do something almost impossible, referring a report that members brought up from the University of Toronto-based Citizen Lab. Chu said Citizen Lab is saying that they cannot prove a negative, which is what I have been trying to do for the last 4 years.